Shalom, or praise to Yahweh Shem Shai, double honor to the apostles at GreatMillStone, Yahweh Shem Shai, Kadash. This is just a quick video, and this is just going into World War III. The article that I'm reading is Iran's proxy wars, the four battlegrounds Iran uses to threaten Israel in the Middle East. And then pretty much Iran, the scriptures, you know, when Iran, you know, is one of those areas that, you know, basically the Iranians, they curse the hell out of America. You know, there's the four battlegrounds Iran uses to threaten Israel in the Middle East, and that's why they're gonna go for Iran. And Iran are ready to shoot nukes. You know, so that's, you know, there is gonna be like a nuclear war. Okay. One of Trump's main arguments for cancelling the Iran nuclear deal has been Iran's role in devastating conflicts in Iraq, Syria, Yemen, and Lebanon. Iran and Saudi Arabia have been locked in proxy war for almost 70 years, competing for regional supremacy from Iraq to Syria and Lebanon to Yemen. US President Donald Trump has strongly backed Saudi Arabia in its efforts to counter Iran's influence in the region. On multiple occasions, Trump has cited constraining Iran's influence in the Middle East as causes for cancelling the 2015 Iran nuclear deal, which he claims allows Iran to continue to terrorize the region. So, you know, this is all war talk, man, because here it is, America. They've got a issue with Iran, and America are pro-Israel. The Saudi Arabians are pro-Israel. And when I say Israel, I'm talking about the so-called Jews, Amalek, Edomites, not the real Israelites. I'm talking about that state over there. You know, for false Jews over there. And that's what's going on. And now let me read on. It says French President Emmanuel Macron offered a proposal last week at the White House to both save the Iran nuclear deal and address Trump's issues with the agreement. So they're trying to block Iran's nuclear activity because Iran's like a threat. But you know, them Iranians, they're not having it. You know, the Russians ain't having it. And that's this World War III is in the midst, man, because these nations are not backing down. They got the weapons, and they're gonna shoot these weapons, man. Israel and the US fear Iran could fall back on its regional militant allies or proxies or to retaliate against airstrikes on Iranian targets in Syria, allegedly perpetuated by Israel. Okay. Let me get this. Ezekiel 38. We start from 2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth an all-night army, horses and horsemen, and all them clothed with sorts of armour, even a great company with bucklers and shields. Fucking impeccable timing, you know. Anyway, with all sorts of armour, a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, and you know, them Russians, which is the Gog and Magog, you know, they got the Persians with them, Ethiopians and Libyans, and we're seeing that because these Iranians here, you know, they're not having a bar of it, man. So this article just kind of just bringing out a quick article just to, you know, to just show you these prophecies, because Iran are just not going to back down. And you know, Iran, places like that, you know, they're known for burning American flags and stuff of that nature. You know, so tell me that they, you know, they don't give a fuck, you know. It says Iran has used a strategy with great success since its ruinous 1980s war with Iraq after the 2003 US-led invasion that toppled Saddam Hussein. The US blamed Iran for training Iraq militants to build so-called explosively formed projectiles. Tehran denied doing this. You know, so that's just one of them nations. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think they got a World Bank over there. You know, so it's one of them regions. You know, and like I said, you know, the Lord's gonna set it up where, you know, they're already linked. They're already kind of linked with Russia anyway. You know, you got BRICS. You know, and you got that union, and pretty much you got these unions. So you're gonna have some nations teamed up with some, and we know that the scriptures, the least shall draw them out. So we know that Israel's gonna draw out America, and America's just gonna do whatever, because that you got Trump there. He's willing to do whatever the hell, you know, is needed. And that's wars. So the scripture talks about your wars of Reuben of wars, and this article's going into war. That I'm not gonna sit here and read this whole article and nothing like that. But we know according to the scriptures that, you know, you're gonna have the Persians, Ethiopians, and Libyans linked up. Now let me get this quickly. Matthew 24:7, and for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And that's what you're seeing now. You know, Iran, Russia, you know, certain places, yeah, that, you know, they're linked up, you know, and they got these things going on, these unions. So you had the Syria thing that just happened. America struck, and like I said, there's nations that are they're not pleased with all of that, mate. You know, they're looking at you dudes like, what the hell are you playing at? You know, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. For all these are the beginning of sorrows. So we're in the brink of World War III. And then on top of it, you got the prophecies of before that, the mark of the beast, the famines, you know, and all of these different things. Okay. Here's a scripture that says, the day that shall come, that shall burn as an oven. And you know what that's talking about, them nuclear nukes. So, you know, there ain't going to be no peace. The scripture says there's no peace unto the wicked. So there's not going to be no peace. We are headed for a third world war, nuclear outbreak, and that's why these nations are being stubborn. You know, and they're not really they're not accepting what America's coming with. You know, America's proud anyway. You know, proud eagle, they're stubborn as all out anyway. So, if you basically with America, if you don't listen to what we say, smoke them out. You know, like in the words of George W. Bush, just smoke them out. So, you know, anyway, with that, Gotta say shalom.